Hey, what's up guys, Exalted here, and in today's video, what I'm going to be going over is I'm going to be going over how to get higher FPS. The reason why I'm doing this is because in Season 8, there are a lot more things that are decreasing a lot of people's FPS, and it's starting to kind of be problematic. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. Alright guys, so the first thing I want to go over with boosting your frames, you're going to be doing this within the Fortnite settings. So there are a few Fortnite settings that you can change to kind of boost your FPS. This starts off with, starting off first is going to be your window mode. I hope most of you guys play on full screen. I think a lot of people do play on windowed full screen. I highly suggest against that, as full screen offers a lot more than windowed or windowed full screen. One of the biggest things it offers, aside from an FPS boost, is less input delay. If you don't know what input delay that is, that just means how long it takes for like your mouse movement that you actually do to show up on screen. So the lower the input delay, the better, the more accurate you'll be, and the sooner you'll see things, I guess, in Fortnite. So I highly suggest you guys do full screen. You can do stretch resolution on full screen. I play 1600 by 1080. I know it says 2125, but I play on a 1440p monitor, but this is the exact same thing as 1600 by 1080. With that being said, hopefully you're on full screen, and the next thing we've got is display resolution. So most of you guys most likely play on 1920 by 1080, like a 1080p monitor, which has an aspect ratio of 16 by 9 right here. Now what you can do is to boost your FPS, you can kind of lower the quality of your game a little bit. You can do this by just going down to 1600 by 900, which is still the exact same aspect ratio. The game, everything will look exactly the same. It'll just be, I guess, a little bit lower quality, like maybe blurrier a little bit, but because your computer has to load less pixels when doing this, it will boost your FPS. You can go all the way down to a 720p resolution. I kind of suggest this for maybe laptops, but usually if you're on 1600 by 900, you should be pretty much good to go. FPS limit, this doesn't really do anything, but mine says text block because I manually cap mine at 237 instead of 240. If you do not cap your FPS, I highly suggest you do that as well. This kind of goes with the input delay thing as well. It'll lower your input delay. Next, your 3D resolution. Right now it's showing up as 1600 by 900 because I changed that, but two things you can do is you can just lower your 3D resolution, which will again just make it lower quality while keeping the exact same aspect ratio. Or if I go back to my stretched, you can see here, this is my stretched res. This is a glitch. This doesn't show. This is my actual res right here. 2125 by 1440, which, like I said, is pretty much the exact same as 1600 by 1080. You can lower this as well, but speaking of stretched resolution, the more stretched resolution you go, you'll find yourself getting more frames. It does kind of increase your FOV, but it also runs lower pixels, which means it'll be lower quality. I don't know if you guys have ever seen my videos where I play like 400 by 1080 to be funny, but after like 20 feet in front of you, you can't see anything because it's just too blurry. Like, you can't really see anything, but I'll tell you, you get a lot more FPS by playing on stretch res. So maybe play around with different stretch resolutions, figure out where you want to be with your FPS and what stretches you like. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be this for the top part. Now into the settings. So running all low settings is not an issue at all. A lot of players, there's a huge misconception between view distance near and epic. This has nothing to do with llamas, supply chests, and characters. An epic view distance will not make you see players further away than a near view distance. The only thing it changes is kind of when when bushes appear and little trees, or I don't know, certain parts inside of a building, like maybe a table. It just changes when those actually render in for you. Something interesting if you do play on near is if there's a person in your view distance and there's a tree in front of them and they're hiding behind like a small tree, you'll actually see them through the tree because since you're on near view distance, it hasn't rendered in. But as you get closer, you'll notice the tree will suddenly appear and he will be hiding behind the tree. But that's just kind of a cool advantage that I like with view distance. Same with llamas. It's a lot easier to see llamas from far away because there's nothing in front of it because you are using a near view distance. So definitely use a near view distance. Shadows, hopefully it's off if you guys do play on console. This tutorial won't help you a ton, but hopefully shadows you will be getting the ability to turn on and off shadows soon, so that's pretty great. Anti-aliasing, this just kind of outlines players better. If you have an issue seeing players, you could maybe go to a medium anti-aliasing. It'll kind of outline players a little better, make them a little more predominant in on your screen. So this kind of doesn't really matter. Like, it does do a decent amount to your FPS, especially if you have it on higher epic. I suggest don't go above medium. That's what I use. I use it on medium. Textures, low, just kind of how walls look. Effects, I actually use medium effects because when I'm in the sky and someone's shooting at me, I like to see the bullet direction. You can kind of see the bullets whiz past you, so I use a medium for this. But as well, a low will definitely increase your FPS. Post-processing, 100%, keep that on low. Now, when we get to VSync and motion blur pretty much does exactly what it says. It blurs motion. Not only does this not look very good at all, and most players hate the look of it, it will decrease your FPS. So not only is it ugly, it will decrease your FPS. So definitely turn this off. And VSync, do not turn on VSync within Fortnite. It'll just create insanely terrible input delay, like really bad input delay. You'll move your mouse, and then you'll see your mouse move. It's terrible. So make sure that is off as well. There are certain things like G-Sync that are much better, that are kind of through your monitor itself. So look up a tutorial on that, but do not turn it on for Fortnite. Show FPS, obviously we keep that on because we want to see our FPS. Now, for our final thing within Fortnite settings is going to be NVIDIA highlights. I turn this off because I don't use NVIDIA highlights. Even if I had it on, it didn't really work, but I definitely keep it off because I don't want it having anything to I don't want it recording anything, you know what I mean. I keep that off. And then recording replays, personally I have that on, but if you want to increase your FPS, turn that off for sure. Then it won't record replays to your is it career section of your Fortnite. And yeah, so that's going to be it for the Fortnite settings. And now let's go ahead and look into some PC settings that you can actually change to increase your FPS even more. Alright guys, so now that I'm kind of on my main screen of my PC, I'm going to go ahead and show you a few PC settings you can change that will actually increase your FPS a ton. The first is going to be a few things you can do in Task Manager. So to come to Task Manager, you just go down to your taskbar at the bottom, right click it, and click on Task Manager, and here it will show you all the apps that you currently have running. If you have any that are using a lot of your computer, a lot of your CPU power, you can go ahead and just click on it and end the task, and that'll just kind of close it. It'll just turn it off until you open it again. But something you can also do is you can go to Fortnite or whatever application you want to get the most FPS on. You can right click it and go to details. Once you come here, you see it's highlighted right here. This is the Fortnite game, shipping.exe. You can go ahead and right click this as well and set the priority, and you can set it to whatever you want. I suggest you set it to high. Now, what setting the priority will do is it will make it so that your CPU mainly prioritizes giving its power to Fortnite, or whatever application you set it to high. Personally, I use it for Fortnite, but I don't use it just because I record. So, but if you don't record and you're just trying to get higher FPS, I definitely suggest you set your priority for Fortnite to high. Let's get straight into the next tip. Alright guys, so for the next few things you can do that'll increase your FPS, first you're going to want to go ahead and go to settings in the bottom left corner of like your little window bar, pull up settings, and go down to gaming right here. Once you get here, you're going to be on game bar, and you're going to want to make sure your game bar is turned off. You want this off as well as game DVR. You want this off as well right here. Like it says here, record in the background while I'm playing a game. It will literally record in the background while you're playing a game, like the entire time. So I really do not use this. It'll take up a lot of your CPU power, and it'll really tax your performance. So make sure both game bar and game DVR are both turned off if you don't use them, which I feel like a lot of people don't. But after that, you're going to want to go back, and you're just going to back to the Windows settings, and you're going to want to go to privacy. Once you get to privacy, you're going to want to scroll down and look for background apps. Here, you can turn on or off background apps. Most of you guys probably have all these turned on. If you have these turned on, I highly suggest you turn these off. This just makes it so that your apps, when closed, can't run in the background. The only time I could really think of you wanting to use this is maybe if you have like emails that you want, or messages of some sort coming in even while you have it closed. So if you do have this running in the back, it will be constantly refreshing for emails and getting new emails, so that when you open them, they should show up. But when you open it anyway, it'll start running, so it doesn't really matter. So definitely turn this off, because these are a lot of apps that were running in the background while you're playing Fortnite. Next, you're just going to go back to your Windows setting page again, and you're going to go into System. Once you get to System, you're going to go to Power and Sleep and additional power settings here. What this will do is it'll show you a bunch of different power plans, and you're going to want to make sure that you have high performance set. A lot of people have balanced set, or maybe there's a power saver, or Razer Cortex plan. Make sure you have high performance set. That way it will use more energy on your computer, but it's because it is giving it more performance. It's working harder. If you do not see this option right here, it is most likely right here in show additional plans. So just open that up real quick, and if you have high performance here, select that as well. So that's going to be it for the little settings tab in here, and then let's go straight into a few other things that you can do to increase your FPS. Alright guys, so the next thing that you can do for your computer is you can right click on the main screen, go to NVIDIA control panel, give that a second to load up real quick, and then once it has gone ahead and loaded, you're going to click the top section, adjust image settings with preview. Once you get here, you're going to have most likely use the advanced 3D image settings selected. Go ahead and select use my preference for emphasizing performance or quality, whatever you choose. So click that, and most of you will have it on quality already. So you can go ahead and slide this bar all the way to performance to give your computer like the most performance, duh. This will help you a ton for boosting your FPS in Fortnite, but it will kind of lower how easy it is to read text on your screen. So if you're a big fan into Discord, it might make it a little more difficult, or even just reading on the internet, it'll make it a little more difficult to read the text as opposed to if you had it on quality, but it will increase your FPS in Fortnite a decent amount. So just go ahead and click apply to that, and you should be good to go for that. Next, you're going to want to come down to the bottom left hand corner and type in control panel. Open up your control panel, go to system and security, then you're going to go to system here, advanced system settings next right here, and then here under performance you can click settings. This is really interesting because most of you guys probably have it on selected on whoops, didn't mean to do that. You most likely have it selected on let Windows choose what's best for my computer. For performance, you can click adjust for best performance. Go ahead and apply that. But something interesting that you'll notice is when you drag windows around, it looks really weird. So it literally looks like this, and then when you let go of it, it'll actually go. If you do not like this, the setting that will change that is going to be show window contents while dragging. Just turn that on. This specifically will not do a lot to decrease your FPS in Fortnite. So having this on makes it much nicer looking, and you should be good to go on that. Aside from that, this is going to be pretty much everything for increasing your FPS. This is pretty much how I get my super high FPS on my computer. Now, of course, hardware is going to be the biggest factor of the FPS you get in Fortnite. I'm just a college student. I don't have Ninja's build. I don't have Tifu's build, but I do have an i7-8700 and a 1070 graphics card. So, with that being said, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope these settings help your FPS a ton, as it even helped my FPS an insane amount. And yeah, if you like these kinds of videos, hit that like button, and to support me for free, use code EXALTED in the item shop. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.